So I'm here with junior assistant producer for Sky Sports, Rob Rush. Rob, a new era of the 100 is upon us. We've had the first auction, new teams with new investment. How big is this year of the 100 going to be?
Well, you've already seen it, the auction having taken place and four direct signings per both men's and women's teams. You've seen now Harry Brook got signed up for major money way before the auction took place. And you see someone like James Coles, who hasn't even played an international game, go for nigh on £400,000 in the auction. So, on the men's side of things, there's a lot of money being thrown around. The women's side as well, they've increased the salaries, I think, for this year. Base salaries are up. There is still that little bit of a gap, but more of the women's players are getting paid more now, and that's a massive thing for the 100 in terms of it's brought men and women closer together with the double headers over the past few years. So seeing more women now being able to get paid like a more substantial amount of money is always a good thing for cricket.
And just on the cricket side of things, are we going to see the script flipped in the standings? Are MI London going to fall in the men's game?
I think it's very difficult to see MI London sort of falling off, really. You look at their squad and it's still, they have lost some names, but they haven't lost, that core of the group is still there. As with anything, whenever there's changes, it's all who can adapt to each other quickest and who can get started, who can hit the ground running pretty quick. You don't want to lose those opening couple games. If you're chasing your tail, then it's always going to be a struggle for you. But if you can hit the ground running, if your star batters can get you to a good score, if your bowlers can then hit the ground running, pick up some wickets as well, and you can get a couple wins to start with, then everything just starts naturally flowing into itself. I don't think MI London will struggle this year. I don't think they will.
And then how huge would it be for the women's game? As you said, contracts are becoming more equal. They're getting the better representation. More people are flowing through the gates of the women's games. I mean, how big is that going to be for women's cricket in England?
It's massive. You're now seeing this year, I think the schedule, there's not going to be as many double headers this year between the men's and the women's games. So the women being able to have standalone games, which I think was the hundred's initial plan to start with back in 2019 or 2020. The English game, the English women game is so strong in terms of the quality of players on strong, but to get so many good Australian, New Zealand cricketers over, to help supplement that and, be the inspiration for the next generation for young girls that are maybe just starting out in cricket or maybe their parents haven't got them involved yet. It's absolutely vital that the 100 has a strong women's game, and I think this year we'll see it go to another level really from last year, and just going forward with all this money involved, I think is only going to keep going up.
And hopefully it will for the women's game. Thank you very much, Rob.
No worries.